Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, a.k.a. Man of the People, back where I said I would be, back where I always am. Wednesdays are live from Bank of America Stadium, where Coach Dave Canales says, go Charlotte FC. Friday night, just behind me, they're going to have their win or go home match against, I forget exactly, I think it's New York Unite. I might not get the name exactly correct, but they do have a big matchup this Friday, Charlotte FC does. But we're here to talk about these Carolina Panthers as they are preparing to take on the New Orleans Saints. Trap game, superior game, I don't know. But you know what I always like to start out with? Let's go to the practice highlights from today. Carolina Panthers getting at it in practice today. Video footage is courtesy of the Carolina Panthers. So I know everybody loves the video from practice. I love it, so we'll start with that then. Tataroa McMillan. So that's what some practice highlights today. I know everybody loves those, so I like to start with those. Hit the subscribe button if you like it. We're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers. The bigger we grow, the more that we can do for you. So please consider doing that. But let's go ahead and take a look at this injury report. And I got good news for you. It's a very, very short injury report. Only has 2 people on there. That's good news, right? Let me get this in front of me here so I can get it on the screen. Look at there. Look at there. We've had injury reports that have been much longer than that, but this is only 2 people today. There's no Andy Dalton. There's no Bryce Young. There's no Taylor Moulton. Lots of guys have been on that injury report, but it's a pretty short one today. So on this injury report, we have Chandler Zavala, guard. He did not practice today, dealing with the elbow injury that he suffered in the game this past weekend against the Green Bay Packers. And then we have Rico Dowdle, did not practice due to the quadriceps. So for Rico, I felt like this was going to be the case. And I'm going to do some research to give you some more opinion. But for me, when the game ended, I'm like, okay, that's great. But you know, Rico came off the field a couple of times and seemed like he was really nursing something. I thought it was like a growing. Today it was listed as that quadricep. Like the real test will be, how does he recover from that? Because a lot of times on Sunday, not a lot of times, but you know, it's not unusual for Sunday and have an injury that you're able to finish the game through because you're already warm, you got the adrenaline going. You get on that plane ride, you go home and go to sleep, and then it's like, that thing feels a little bit more stiff, tight than I am comfortable with. So he did not practice today. Coach Canales said the big key will be tomorrow, because on Wednesdays it's more like a walkthrough kind of deal. Shouldn't say more of a walkthrough, it's just not padded. And then Thursdays is the padded practice, which will be tomorrow. So let me go ahead and share with you guys this clip from Dave Canales talking about the Rico did not practice and what that means for Rico.
Yeah, he's just working through some stuff during the game. Wanted to be smart about it. We're counting on him this weekend, and so wanted to make sure that we get him on the right track so he can get out there tomorrow. Get some practice reps and all that. But as he continues to emerge as an important part of what we're doing, we got to make sure that we get him to game day. He's ready to go, and that'd be the plan. Just taking all the information in and saying, if we can push this thing back another day, get him some rest, some recovery in RTP, and then get him back out there tomorrow practicing in some fashion, and then with the whole intent of just getting him ready for Sunday.
So we will continue to monitor this situation with Rico and his quadricep. Did not practice today. For me, that means he could be out there tomorrow, but I don't foresee him as being a full participant in practice tomorrow. They hold stuff close to the vest for competitive advantages. I think if Dave is saying that we're just being very precautious with it and we held him out today, then tomorrow, do you still want to go and put him at a full participant in practice? Probably not. You probably want him to be limited in practice tomorrow. Just continue to say, okay, he's out there. You know how good he can run. It's important to save his legs for Sunday. I mean, this guy, Rico Dowdle, I'm going to get to it in a minute. We have two players this week that have gotten accolades, one on the defensive side, one on the offensive side. Okay, no surprise. Rico's one of those guys, right? I'm going to share those awards with you in just a second. But Rico is also, he took over, maybe a month ago at this point. He played 2 games without Chuba, 2 games back, and then they split. So 5 games total, right? Rico Dowdle is leading the NFC in rushing. 700 some odd yards. That's pretty good. He's 3rd overall throughout the league in rushing. And keep in mind that he didn't start getting those carries until, 4th game or so through the season. So he's a guy that you definitely want to have out there, and you want to kind of just give him time, take his time to get back on the field. And also, this team got a big statement victory this weekend against the Green Bay Packers. Now, you're not going to hear that kind of talk from head coach Dave Canales. He's not into statement victories. He's not into getting all riled up about an opponent, because he's like, if you get up for that guy, that means you're not playing to your potential all the other games. So I really like the coaching philosophy of Dave Canales and how he approaches each and every game. But he did touch on the confidence that he feels like he's seeing in this team since that victory over Green Bay, and just really as a whole as the season has progressed.
This group, to your point, I can feel the confidence as we grow because of the understanding of what we're doing, the speed of play, the communication, and the trust. Those are the things that I'm looking for to gauge. And really, as far as just making any statements, it's like that was one game. We have to go and replicate that, because when we do play and take care of the ball, when we take it away from the opponent, limit the explosives and get a few, play really good on special teams, it leads to good results. We have to capture those things, capture the process that leads to wins, and that's the most important part.
So there was Dave on the confidence and the evolution that he's continuing to see with his team. A few other things I want to get you guys up to date with that I forgot at the top, which was transactions. Now, these transactions happened yesterday, but I want to make sure I let you guys know so that you can stay on top of the latest moves that this Carolina Panthers team is making. So they released from the practice squad outside linebacker Boogie Basham. I'm pretty sure he had gotten all of his elevations. So it was either put him on the 53 or let him go, and they let him go. Quarterback Hendon Hooker, who, with the addition of the new quarterback, Mike, they decided to get rid of Hendon Hooker, and outside linebacker Michael Turquin was released. So corresponding moves with that, they signed to the practice squad outside linebacker Jatar Carter, as well as running back DJ Dallas, as well as safety Israel. I can't say his name fully, so I'm just going to say M. So those are your transactions, again, released. Outside linebacker Boogie Basham, quarterback Hendon Hooker, offensive lineman Michael Tarquin, and then we signed to our practice squad offensive lineman Jatar Carter, and running back DJ Dallas, and safety Israel M. I cannot pronounce his last name, so I do not want to butcher it out of respect for him. Let's go and also talk about the accolades. So this is, if you're feeling good about this team, it's okay. They deserve it. It's warranted. They have a 5-4 record through week 9. Been a long time since that's happened. They've beaten teams on the road twice this season. Been a long time since that's happened. They return here to the Bank of America Stadium, which is awesome because up until the Buffalo game, we were undefeated at home. So we'll see if we can't continue that against the New Orleans Saints. You know, I'm not worried about this team just suddenly having a brain fart and playing an awful game against New Orleans. I'm not saying, hey, you don't have to tune in Sunday. It's going to be an automatic dub. But I really feel like Dave Canales' team is – I kept saying like before that he's new. You got more ups and downs. He's new. And then as it gets – as he's here longer, as the guys get this new culture, it's going to start to tighten up. You're going to see fewer differences, major differences between those highs and between those lows. So one of the things that I'm seeing that continues to say, okay, we're making it. We're making it is the fact that we're getting players that are getting recognized throughout the league for their performances. And we have two of those players that are being recognized for their performances. And one of them, what did I do? There we go. One of those would be Player of the Week, Trevon Moehrig, safety for the Carolina Panthers. He had one interception. What were all his stats for this week? Let me see if I can't get that right in front of me. I will get this right in front of me. 5 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 2 pass breakups, and a pick versus the Green Bay Packers. Trevon Moehrig, again, NFC Defensive Player of the Week, 5 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 2 pass breakups, and a pick for the Green Bay Packers. So let's go ahead and give him a little, as we like to do, round of applause. You know I like my round of applause. So there you go for Trevon. And then we also have another award. Here we go. So I'm sorry about that little pause there, but there we have Rico Dowdle. Second time this season, Rico Dowdle gets the FedEx Ground Player of the Week. I don't have his exact stats in front of me, but I think it was somewhere around 130 yards. Really good day for him. So, hey, when the Carolina Panthers are getting players recognized on the offensive side and the defensive side, running back Rico Dowdle, safety Trevon Moehrig, that's good stuff. That's stuff to build on. I like it. I like it. I like it. That'll be the update that I have for you guys this week. And as always, if I have some time, I like to go into the comments. So let's go ahead and dive into these comments, give some shout outs really quickly. Rory Blake, what's going on? Thank you for signing on and tuning in and joining us this evening. And then we have Bowl. I think I said Bowl and you said Bowl. I didn't make the connection from Monday when you were on the air. So now I got it. Bowl. I said Bow. Oh, I feel terrible. But Bowl now, we need to play this game hard. This is a rival game. Saints will come to play. So in that regard, Dave Canales' message, again, he's always like, we're 0-0. We're trying to get to 1-0 this week. We don't look at it as a division rivalry, like we got to get up for it. We don't look at Green Bay as this big game. Every game that's upcoming is the most important game of the year. And I like that because he's just trying to get his players to play hard every single week. Don't look at the outside noise. Don't look at we're playing a terrible Saints team this week. Don't look at it that we just beat a really good Green Bay team last week. Just be the best you that you could do. I forget exactly what Bryce is. I think Bryce is like a coach's dream in terms of like how he echoes the sentiment and the culture that the coach wants to build. But Bryce said something about, I'm not going to remember, guys, but just being steady. Being steady, doing what you're supposed to do each and every time. It's a matter of which guy can do his job each and every time the most. So I mentioned all that to say, yeah, we on the outside could call it a trap game. Of course, it's the NFL. They could lose. But I really feel like Dave Canales has his team with that right mentality that you need to have to avoid games where you're going to have trap games or you get too high because you beat somebody that was really good. And now national media is talking about you. You got players getting accolades. By the way, Rico Dowdle got fined for his 2 pumps celebration this past Sunday. He said he's going to start a GoFundMe account. I'm sure that's, and laughter, but and I'm sure he won't do it again, but is enjoying the having fun with it nevertheless. So a little miscellaneous note that Rico got fined by the NFL for his celebration this past weekend. But like I said, I feel good about this team not being one that gets let down. And you also got some really good leaders that are going to be echoing that sentiment, right? You got J.C. Horn, but I'm going to really go to, and I know I'm going on the defensive side of things, but you got Derek Brown, who weeks ago was like, we got a lot of work to do. Like, there's no victory Monday. Of course, they've now had that implemented after Coach Dave Canales met with the Leadership Council and they agreed to it. But it's like, it's a lot of work to be done. That was just one win. We're still not at the top. They're not even at the top of their division yet. So I like, and Derek Brown is a big opposing man. So when he's talking and he has that attitude, again, I think coach, leadership, captains, Derek Brown, Bryce, everybody has that attitude that makes me feel really good and comfortable about it's not just going to be like, ooh, mental lapse. We're not going to be focused about this team because we're thinking a certain way. Very good, very good. Appreciate the question, Bo. Now we've got another question here from Aaron Patton. What's good, Chris? We ready for the Panthers home game versus the Saints this week? Let's get this W, gentlemen. I agree with you. That'd be a nice thing. Princely Umami Yellen looking good. Yep, he's back out there looking good, ready to play. So that's a positive sign. He did not have any status for his practice today. He was a full go in practice. What's going on, Deshaun? Appreciate you tuning in. Rest that engine, Rico. Yeah, again, I feel like everybody can see how different things are when Rico's out there. And even outside of just how different it is for Rico, Coach Dave Canales has talked about the fact that guys get excited when he's running, when he's breaking tackles, and he's continuing to go down the field, right? So if you got a guy that's not only doing good, but it generates some more excitement and energy on your team, it's not any disrespect to Rico, to Chuba, but okay, if we're really just being precautionary about it, then this should be, as Dave calls his RTP, return to play, did not practice today, ice, hot, whatever he does for his recovery. All right, tomorrow, how do you feel? I feel good, coach. Okay, well, you're not doing everything still. You're going to be a limited participant in practice today. All right, do everything. We'll see how you feel. Come Friday, I feel good, coach. All right, maybe you're a full participant in practice on Friday, right? If you feel good, but you just had this injury and you're crucial to the success. So come Saturday and Sunday, that's when we'll decide to let you go full speed. Now, if you play on Sunday and you don't have any limping, any gimpiness, all right, well, then we'll take you back to some full participant in practice. But absolutely, let's continue to be cautious with it. He played through it Sunday in Green Bay, so that gives you some confidence that he's going to play this Sunday. But just absolutely would love to be able to have him as close to 100% as possible to ride that horse as much as you may or may not need to against the New Orleans Saints, right? Could get into a passing situation where we're able to just pass the ball. Bryce is connecting, and you say, hey, we'll give him some more rest. So we'll check it out. By the way, everybody that's watching, appreciate you tuning in. Doing that favor, hit that like button, subscribe, help us get to 15,000 subscribers. The bigger we grow, the more that we can do for you. All right. Let's continue. Did you hear Rick was mic'd up against Green Bay? Yeah. He was mic'd up against Green Bay, and Coach talked about the fact that at halftime that they felt like something big was going to happen, that he was going to get one, the way that Love was throwing the ball up in the air. So, and he said once he got it, he kind of looked over at him and, was like, hey, yeah. We talked about it. We felt like it was going to come, and he was able to get one. So I have not actually listened to it yet myself, but, yeah, I do know that he was mic'd up. What's going on, Tyree Ross? I hope this channel grows hardcore. Appreciate it. Hey, so if you like this channel, you want us to grow, one thing that you can do is just watch the videos as you're doing now. Like it, And if you've already liked it, subscribed, leave a comment. Any kind of interaction that you do with the video really helps the algorithm. So I appreciate you guys that love what I do and my commitment to it. So if you're able to do that, then we will definitely continue to grow. We want to grow. We need to grow. We want more access to players. Robert Hunt. Yeah, we haven't asked about Robert lately, but he has been progressing. There's no word. It seems like he's going to be like that window's going to open this week. I know when he first got injured, they were saying December. So we still have some time. And certainly if the team, as we are, doing pretty well right now, you kind of balance it, right? Like, he's an all-pro guy. We want to get him back, but if we're winning and we got a little bit of space, let's just see how well we can time this to bringing him back at the last moment that would get him the healthiest, but also continue to give us the opportunity to make it to the playoffs. Appreciate your comment there. Helios, maybe? Appreciate the question here. Good question. Give me just a second, guys. Got a lot of stuff going on with this wind and text messages coming in here. And for life, I know you hadn't signed on yet, but I know you love the view, so I'm going to step to the side and let you guys see this view again as the Charlotte FC will be preparing to take on New York this Friday for their win or go home matchup. But so, yeah, Asante Samuel was in Charlotte today. He did work out. And Coach Canales described it as a situation where they're just doing their good research. Samuel's going to be on a spree. I think he has like 4 other teams. So what's today, Wednesday? It almost seemed like every day, and I forget where I saw this at, but I absolutely did see that he's going to like a lot of different teams almost every day for the next 5 days. So Coach Canales just called the situation where they want to meet him, want to talk to him face-to-face, see what he's feeling like. He didn't watch him per se. Other people did. But they're going to assess that and just say, hey, you never know when you're going to need somebody deep into the season. So we had to do our homework on that. We did. And now we're going to continue to wait and see. Appreciate the question, Tyree. Hunter out for the season. So, no, Hunter Renfrow is not hurt, for those who may not know the full context. Hunter Renfrow has been inactive for the past 3 games, and Jimmy Horn Jr. has been in there. I know, like, General Manager Dan Morgan may kind of be saying, ouch. They didn't give him a ton of money, but they gave him a pretty good, solid contract and with a lot of guaranteed money. So, you know, just a little bit. I mean, it is a business, though, right? It's already on the balance sheet. So to say that we're going to be paying this guy and they're not paying him again $10, $15, $20 million. But it's very likely that we will see Hunter Renfrow at some point. But it might just be due to injuries. I don't know. I can't say that we're going to see him anytime soon because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And they have been pretty successful with Hunter Renfrow not being out there. Jimmy Horn Jr. gives him a different dynamic. And right now, Jimmy's usually getting about 2, maybe 3 touches per game, right? If they keep this up, maybe that goes to 4, possibly 5 for Jimmy Horn Jr. Maybe what they have not connected on with Jimmy is anything down the field, right? So there's still a lot of development to go with Jimmy. He's been getting jet sweeps, tosses, short dumps. He's gotten a few kind of down the field, but on out routes. But I'm talking about him just going a seam or post, going actively downfield when he's caught the ball. He's not had routes like that yet where he's been successful. So I feel like if we see anything like that from Jimmy anytime soon, it's going to be hard to say when we will see Hunter Renfrow back. Thanks so much for that question. We got to play Sunday. Give me 1 second, guys. B-Stallion, thanks for all the updates and great coverage for this team. I hit the like button. Appreciate it. Do what B-Stallion did. Hit the like button. Anyone of you want to do the same? Go beat the Saints this Sunday. Go Panthers and keep pounding. Yeah, what he said. What he said. Do what he said, please. Let's try to see where I was on this video screen. Wind helped. All right, we got a member signed on here. We love when the members come on. So our members. Excuse me, I always get a little special love. Let me take this off. We don't need to be wearing those stinking credentials on TV. You guys know I'm media. How do we not have a letdown game this Sunday is what Chance Hines says. So, Chance, I actually just talked about that, and it starts at the top, right, with your head coach, Dave Canales. And I won't go through the whole thing again because I've already gotten into it a little bit. But basically, I've cut myself off. I was trying to adjust the camera so I wouldn't be too short. But let me make a little adjustment here. There we go. That should work. It starts with the head coach, Dave Canales, and Dave has been a guy that has focused this team, coached this team to look at the next game as the most important game of the season. And he also looks at it. Hey, we're 0-0. It doesn't matter if they're good, they're bad. He's talked about, I don't want you guys to get up for this matchup because there's, billboard material, bulletin board material from them. I don't want you to be like, this is only like, so from the way he coaches and then the leadership, the captains on the team, I don't feel like that's going to happen. I don't feel like that's the team that we have. If Jimmy Horn produces nearly every play we use him, should we use him some more? Somebody asked me about Jimmy Horn Jr. being on special teams, and I'm going to look into that this week to see if I can't get more information to talk about. Will we try him on there? Punt returns, kickoff returns. One thing I go to think of is, with Chuba being back there returning kicks, I get some use out of him because he's active. But I really would like seeing a guy that has a big explosive possibility to him. And, I'll look into that some more for you guys, man of the people, right? You ask the questions, I'll do the research. So I will look into that some more for Jimmy Horn Jr. And then one more question, Asante, you hear anything? Yeah, so Asante was here, not signed. He has a road trip galore to do that he's going to be seeing a bunch of teams between now and next week. So Coach Canales just said they would really want to see him, evaluate him, talk to him, and prepare for when they may need him down the road. Rory Blake on aging. All that matters is the upcoming game, the one we're playing. You must play for the Carolina Panthers. Because that's what they talk about, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. That is truly where you want to be. It's like a lot of attitude. Leadership reflects attitude, and the leadership gets that message. They put that message out there, and I can say this for sure: as you talk to guys, whether they're at the podium, whether you talk to guys, speaking of me being in the media at their locker, one-on-one, a little bit more personal setting, you still get a consistent message and tone from these guys that they believe in what Dave Canales is coaching and teaching. And I share that with you to say that ability for the team to not make this New Orleans Saints game a trap game, a mental overload. Okay, now we're looking at down the schedule. Who do we have next? Which is what we play we play Saints, and then we play in Atlanta. Atlanta that we beat pretty bad when we played them before. So I don't think that's going to happen. I feel good about it. And whatever happens this Sunday, we will be reporting live on it. I feel like we have the absolute best pregame live show there is for the Carolina Panthers. It goes every Sunday at 11, 2 hours before kickoff. So we'll do that this Sunday. Please subscribe, turn on your bell notifications if you have not done so you can tune in and watch that. And then we've got it down now to about 30 minutes after the game. I'll be on the field. I'll go live. We'll break down the stats, show photos. We'll go and highlight the press conferences from both Bryce Young and Dave Canales, and we'll also give you some tidbits that happen out the locker room. So it's a really complete show covering the Carolina Panthers and wrapping up the coverage that I hope you guys will join us with. And we'll get on and get out of here. So I will read this one last comment before I get out of here, though, from our member Chance Hines. He says, "You the man, Chris. Like instant answers. That's awesome to win. Keep the run game going. Is how we win." So yes, we go live 99% of the time for the main purpose of interacting. I love interacting. I think it's unique that media can do that, and so I do it, and I go to take advantage of it. So I'm glad you like it. Again, help us grow. Like it. Leave a comment. You could just say good job. Those things help the algorithm show my videos out there to more people, which could help us grow, which could help us do more things with players and coaches. So live from Bank of America Stadium, I'm Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vibe. What's up, T Green? Good to see you.